Love is rarely expressed in loud declarations or dramatic gestures. Often, the deepest feelings are communicated quietly, through subtle actions, small attentions, and thoughtful behaviors that reveal genuine care without overwhelming or pressuring the other person. When a man is truly interested, he doesn't need to rush words or demand attention. Instead, he allows his actions to speak for him, showing consistency, patience, and respect in ways that are often easy to overlook but profoundly meaningful. The beauty of silent interest is that it creates space for trust, comfort, and authenticity. Rather than forcing emotional connection, a man who acts this way pays attention to your needs, respects your boundaries, and thoughtfully integrates himself into your life without making it feel obligatory. He observes, listens, and subtly supports you, creating a calm, safe environment where attraction can develop naturally. These actions often carry more weight than words ever could because they are consistent, patient, and rooted in care rather than expectation. You might notice him making time for you even when he's busy, listening attentively without interrupting, or remembering the little details that matter most to you. Perhaps he offers help when you need it, shows up at important moments, or includes you in his life in ways that feel effortless and sincere. He communicates interest through gestures that are meaningful but pressure-free, signaling that he values your comfort, happiness, and independence. Over time, these quiet signs accumulate, building a connection that is both strong and enduring. Recognizing these behaviors requires paying attention to subtleties, the small things he does consistently, the care in his actions, and the respect he shows for your pace and space. Unlike flashy or dramatic expressions of interest, these silent signs reveal the depth of his feelings and his emotional maturity. They show that he is invested in creating a relationship that grows naturally, without manipulation, urgency, or pressure. In this guide, we will explore 15 silent ways a man shows interest without pressure, highlighting behaviors that speak louder than words. From attentive listening and remembering small details to offering support, showing up when it matters, and letting things progress at your pace, these actions reveal genuine attraction and emotional intelligence. By understanding these signs, you can better recognize when a man is truly invested in you, creating a meaningful connection that is calm, patient, and deeply respectful. 1. He makes time for you without being asked. When a man makes time for you without you having to ask, it's one of the clearest signs of genuine interest without pressure. Time is the one thing people protect the most, and when he willingly adjusts his schedule, creates space, or shows up consistently, it means you matter to him. He doesn't treat spending time with you like an obligation or favor. Instead, it feels natural, almost effortless. You may notice he checks in just to see how your day is going, suggests meeting up casually, or stays longer than planned simply because he enjoys being around you. This behavior shows that his interest isn't performative, it's intentional. What makes this especially meaningful is that he doesn't announce it. He doesn't say, "Look how much time I give you." He just does it. He understands that real interest doesn't need to be loud or demanding. By making time quietly, he avoids putting pressure on you to respond in a certain way. There's no guilt, no expectation, no emotional debt attached. His presence feels steady and reassuring rather than overwhelming. This kind of effort also signals emotional maturity. He's not chasing validation or rushing intimacy. He's allowing the connection to grow at a pace that feels comfortable for both of you. Over time, you start to notice a pattern. He's there during ordinary moments, not just exciting ones. That consistency builds trust. It shows that his interest isn't based on convenience or mood, but on genuine care. Making time without being asked is his way of saying, "You're important to me," without ever needing to say the words out loud. 2. He listens more than he talks. A man who listens more than he talks is showing interest in one of the most respectful, pressure-free ways possible. Instead of dominating conversations or trying to impress you with stories and opinions, he gives you space to speak and truly hears what you're saying. He pays attention not just to your words, but to your tone, pauses, and emotions behind them. This kind of listening creates emotional safety. You don't feel rushed, judged, or talked over. You feel understood. Listening requires presence. It means is not distracted, not waiting for his turn to speak, and not steering the conversation back to himself. When he asks follow-up questions, remembers what you shared earlier, or reflects your feelings back to you, it shows that your thoughts matter to him. This isn't passive behavior, it's active care. Is learning who you are, how you think, and what matters to you, without forcing intimacy or expectations. What makes this a strong sign of interest is that his prioritizing connection over performance. He's not trying to win you over with words. He's building trust through understanding. By listening more, he allows the relationship to unfold naturally. There's no pressure to impress him or keep up with his energy. You're allowed to be yourself. Over time, this kind of listening builds emotional closeness that feels calm and secure. It shows patience, empathy, and genuine curiosity about you as a person. When a man listens more than he talks, he's silently saying, "Your voice matters to me," and that's one of the deepest forms of interest there is. 3. He remembers small details about you. Remembering small details is one of the most telling signs of genuine interest without pressure. When a man recalls things you mentioned casually, your favorite coffee, a song you love, something stressful you're dealing with, it means he was paying attention when you spoke. These details aren't stored because he's trying to impress you. They stay with him because you matter to him. Small details require emotional presence. They show that he's not just hearing you in the moment, but carrying pieces of you with him afterward. When he brings them up later, it often feels surprising in the best way. You realize he sees you, not just the version you present, but the quieter parts too. This kind of attentiveness feels warm and reassuring, never forced. What makes this behavior pressure-free is that he doesn't use these details to demand closeness or affection. He doesn't say, "I remembered this, so you owe me something." He simply incorporates them naturally, choosing something you like, checking in about something you mentioned, or adjusting his actions based on your preferences. It's thoughtful, not transactional. Remembering small things also shows emotional investment. He's building a mental map of who you are, piece by piece, without rushing the process. Over time, these moments accumulate and create a sense of being valued and understood. When a man remembers the little things, he's quietly saying, "You're important enough for me to notice," and that speaks louder than any grand gesture ever could. 4. He offers help without expecting anything. One of the most subtle yet powerful ways a man shows interest is by offering help without expecting anything in return. This isn't about doing favors to gain attention or manipulate feelings. It's about genuine care and support. When he notices something you struggle with, whether it's a task, a problem, or simply emotional stress, he steps in quietly to make things easier for you. This could be helping carry groceries, giving advice when asked, or simply being there during a difficult moment. The key is that his actions are selfless. He doesn't keep score, and he doesn't anticipate immediate gratitude or reciprocation. Offering help silently signals empathy and attentiveness. He's paying attention to your needs, often noticing details you may not even realize are visible to others. By doing this, he demonstrates that your comfort, happiness, and well-being matter to him. Importantly, he doesn't pressure you or make you feel indebted. His support is steady and unobtrusive, which sets the foundation for trust and emotional safety. This behavior also indicates patience. He's not rushing you into acknowledging his feelings or reciprocating his care. Instead, he's allowing the relationship to grow naturally, showing that interest can be expressed through thoughtful actions rather than overt words. Offering help without expectation is one of the quietest ways a man shows attraction. It's consistent, respectful, and deeply meaningful. Over time, these small gestures build a strong emotional connection, allowing his intentions to be felt without creating pressure. 5. He respects your space and boundaries. A man who shows interest without pressure will always respect your space and personal boundaries. He understands that emotional connection cannot be forced and that giving you freedom is a sign of genuine care. Respecting boundaries means not overwhelming you with constant messages, calls, or demands for attention. It also involves understanding when you need time for yourself, honoring your personal choices, and never pushing you into uncomfortable situations. This respect communicates that he values you as an individual. He's not trying to control, coerce, or accelerate your feelings. He's allowing intimacy to develop naturally. By honoring your limits, he creates a safe environment where you can be yourself without fear of judgment or pressure. It shows emotional maturity, patience, and understanding. Respecting boundaries also allows him to observe how you respond to his interest. By stepping back when needed, he can gauge your comfort and readiness without forcing interaction. This silent approach demonstrates that his interest is about nurturing a genuine connection rather than seeking validation. It's an understated but incredibly powerful signal that he's serious, thoughtful, and committed to respecting you as a person. 6. He checks in on you genuinely. A man who is truly interested will check in on you not out of obligation, but from authentic concern for your well-being. These check-ins are often simple: a message asking how your day went, a casual call to see if you're okay, or following up on something important in your life. The key is sincerity. He's not using these moments to control you or demand attention. He's simply showing that he remembers you and cares about your feelings. Genuine check-ins demonstrate attentiveness and emotional investment. They show that he notices when you're stressed, happy, or in need of support. Unlike performative gestures, these interactions are consistent, subtle, and pressure-free. They allow him to connect with you gradually, reinforcing trust and comfort without pushing for reciprocation. Over time, these small acts accumulate and create a sense of being valued and seen. When a man checks in sincerely, it communicates, "You matter to me, and I'm here for you," which can often resonate more deeply than overt expressions of attraction. This behavior is both patient and respectful, highlighting his desire to build a relationship at a pace that feels natural for both of you. 7. He shows consistency in his actions. One of the most reliable signs that a man is genuinely interested without applying pressure is his consistency. Actions speak louder than words, and when he consistently shows up, checks in, or supports you, it demonstrates that his interest is steady and genuine. Unlike someone who expresses feelings sporadically or only when convenient, a man who is consistent builds trust over time. His behavior isn't performative. It's reliable and intentional. Consistency can appear in small ways: remembering your preferences, following through on promises, sending thoughtful messages, or simply being present when you need support. Each act reinforces the sense that he cares without expecting anything in return. The beauty of consistency is that it communicates patience and emotional security. You don't feel rushed or pressured to reciprocate, yet you begin to notice the pattern. His attention is steady, dependable, and sincere. By being consistent, he also creates a foundation for deeper connection. It shows that he's invested not only in the idea of being with you, but in the relationship itself. He values the trust and comfort that come from reliability, and his actions slowly reinforce the sense that you are important to him. This approach allows affection and attraction to grow naturally, free of tension or coercion. Over time, consistency becomes a quiet but undeniable declaration of interest. It's a signal that he is serious, thoughtful, and patient, demonstrating care in a way that feels both safe and reassuring. 8. He includes you in his plans naturally. A man who includes you in his plans without forcing the issue is signaling interest subtly but effectively. Whether it's inviting you to a casual outing, a group activity, or a personal event, these invitations show that he values your presence and wants you to be part of his life. What makes this powerful is the naturalness of it. He doesn't make it a test, a manipulation, or a demand. It's simply an extension of his interest in you and his desire to share experiences together. Including you in plans demonstrates thoughtfulness and care. It shows that he thinks about you when making decisions and considers how his actions might affect or delight you. It's also pressure-free. You have the choice to accept or decline without fear of disappointing him. This behavior reflects patience and respect, as is not rushing the relationship or expecting immediate reciprocation of feelings. Over time, these shared experiences create a sense of intimacy and familiarity. Being included naturally allows you to observe how he interacts with others, how he values your presence, and how comfortable he is around you. It's a way for him to integrate you into his life gradually while respecting your space and pace. This subtle inclusion is a quiet yet powerful signal of genuine interest, patience, and consideration for your comfort and happiness. 9. He supports your goals quietly. A man who is genuinely interested will support your personal and professional goals without making it about him or seeking recognition. Whether it's encouraging you to pursue a new opportunity, celebrating your achievements, or providing subtle guidance when asked, his support is thoughtful, consistent, and unobtrusive. He doesn't pressure you to involve him or make everything about the relationship. He simply wants to see you succeed and be happy. Supporting your goals quietly shows emotional maturity. It demonstrates that he values your independence and growth rather than trying to control or compete with you. He understands that a healthy connection is built on mutual respect and encouragement, not dominance or expectation. By cheering you on silently, he allows you to flourish at your own pace while reinforcing that he is invested in your happiness. This quiet support also fosters trust and emotional security. You can rely on him for encouragement without feeling pressured, manipulated, or judged. Over time, his consistent, unobtrusive actions speak louder than any overt declaration. His communicating interest through care, patience, and respect, proving that his attraction is thoughtful and enduring. In short, supporting your goals quietly is a hallmark of a man who is truly invested, patient, and emotionally intelligent. 10. He pays attention to your comfort. A man who shows genuine interest without pressure is deeply attuned to your comfort, both physically and emotionally. He notices subtle cues, how you react in different situations, your tone of voice, or even body language, to understand what makes you feel at ease. Whether it's choosing a quiet place for a conversation, adjusting plans to suit your preferences, or simply being mindful of your boundaries, his focus is on making you feel safe and valued. Paying attention to your comfort also shows respect and emotional intelligence. He understands that a connection grows best when both parties feel secure, unhurried, and understood. He doesn't try to force intimacy, manipulate emotions, or demand attention. Instead, he acts thoughtfully to create an environment where you can be yourself. This attention is evident in everyday gestures, offering a jacket when it's cold, giving you space when you need it, or listening attentively without interrupting. Over time, this consistent attentiveness builds trust and a sense of calm security. You begin to recognize that his interest isn't about control or immediacy, it's about care and consideration. By prioritizing your comfort, he signals that he values your feelings, opinions, and well-being. In short, a man who pays attention to your comfort communicates attraction subtly but powerfully, letting you feel seen, respected, and understood without any pressure. 11. He shows up when it matters. Another key sign of genuine, pressure-free interest is that he shows up when it truly matters. These aren't grand, performative gestures. They're moments when his presence makes a real difference. Whether it's being there during a stressful day, supporting you during an important event, or simply lending a helping hand when needed, his actions show reliability and care. Showing up when it matters demonstrates that he prioritizes you without making it about obligation or expectation. It signals that he is attentive to your life and values being a part of it in meaningful ways. This kind of presence builds trust, emotional safety, and a sense of intimacy. You begin to notice a pattern. He's consistent, thoughtful, and dependable, and you feel his care even without words. By being present at key moments, he communicates that his interest is genuine and intentional. He isn't forcing attention or dramatizing affection. He's showing commitment quietly and consistently. This subtle approach conveys patience and respect for your emotional space, letting you feel supported while maintaining your independence. 12. He keeps communication calm and steady. A man who is genuinely interested without pressure communicates in a calm and steady manner. He doesn't overwhelm you with constant messages, aggressive declarations, or high-pressure conversations. Instead, his communication feels natural, measured, and reassuring. He listens as much as he speaks and responds thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Calm and steady communication signals emotional maturity and patience. It creates a sense of reliability, safety, and consistency in the relationship. You don't feel anxious or rushed when interacting with him. Instead, you feel understood and respected. His approach allows intimacy to develop naturally and encourages trust without forcing vulnerability. By keeping communication grounded, he also demonstrates that is genuinely interested in you, not just in immediate validation or temporary attention. Over time, this steady rhythm reinforces his sincerity, showing that is invested in a meaningful connection that can grow at a comfortable pace for both of you. 13. He makes you feel safe and heard. A man who is genuinely interested without pressure ensures that you feel emotionally safe and truly heard. This means he creates an environment where you can speak openly, share your thoughts, and express feelings without fear of judgment, ridicule, or being dismissed. He actively listens, asks thoughtful questions, and validates your experiences, showing that your voice matters to him. Emotional safety is crucial in any connection, and a man who prioritizes it demonstrates maturity, empathy, and respect. Making you feel safe also extends beyond words. He respects your boundaries, avoids manipulative tactics, and ensures that interactions are comfortable and pressure-free. Even in disagreements, he communicates calmly, seeks understanding, and avoids escalating tension. Over time, this consistent approach fosters trust, making you more open to connecting and sharing authentically. When a man makes you feel heard, he reinforces that your feelings and opinions are valuable. He doesn't just wait for his turn to speak. He pays attention to nuances in your voice, tone, and body language, and he responds thoughtfully. This careful attention communicates interest without imposing or demanding anything in return. By prioritizing your emotional security, he creates a strong foundation for a lasting connection. His interest becomes evident not through flashy gestures or words, but through the calm, respectful, and attentive way he makes you feel genuinely understood and safe. 14. He chooses actions over empty promises. A man who shows interest without pressure prioritizes meaningful actions over mere words or promises. He understands that true care is demonstrated through behavior, not declarations he may fail to follow through on. Instead of saying, "I'll be there," or "I'll do this," he actually shows up, follows through, and consistently supports you in tangible ways. This reliability communicates sincerity and builds trust. Choosing actions over empty promises reflects emotional intelligence. He knows that words alone can create expectations, disappointment, or pressure, whereas consistent actions reveal intentions clearly and quietly. Whether it's helping with a task, remembering something important to you, or simply being present in challenging times, his actions speak louder than any verbal declaration ever could. This approach also reduces pressure on you. You don't have to worry about whether he's serious or committed because his interest is reflected in what he does, not just what he says. Over time, these small but consistent gestures create a sense of security, showing that his attraction and care are genuine. By prioritizing actions, he demonstrates thoughtfulness, patience, and authenticity, allowing the relationship to grow naturally and trust to strengthen quietly and reliably. 15. He lets things grow at your pace. Perhaps the most defining trait of a man who is truly interested without pressure is his patience in letting the relationship develop at your pace. He doesn't rush intimacy, declarations, or commitments. Instead, he respects your emotional readiness and allows connection, trust, and affection to grow organically. This patience shows deep respect for your autonomy and comfort. Letting things grow naturally also signals emotional maturity. He understands that meaningful bonds take time and that forcing progress can create stress or insecurity. By giving the relationship space to develop, he ensures that every step is genuine, mutually understood, and heartfelt. This approach allows both of you to build trust, familiarity, and emotional closeness gradually. Moreover, this patience demonstrates that his interest is sincere and enduring. He's not seeking quick validation or rushing to secure attention. He's invested in creating a healthy, balanced, and lasting connection. By letting things unfold at your pace, he provides a calm and reassuring presence, making you feel valued, respected, and free to engage with him on your terms. This silent, Thoughtful patience is one of the clearest signs that a man's interest is genuine, meaningful, and pressure-free.